Hey ladies, how are you? Hope everyone is doing well. And so listen, you all know that women's empowerment is my thing. It is my thing, it is my passion, it is my why, it is me. So I love all things women empowerment. I love to empower women who are doing their thing in corporate America or at their jobs, and women who are entrepreneurs and out there doing their thing as a business owner. I love empowering women, especially goal driven, ambitious, high potential, high achieving women, and just a woman who is committed to achieving her goals. That's who I love to empower. But let me just talk about entrepreneurs for a second. That's what I want to talk about. Entrepreneurship is no small feat. There is nothing glamorous about entrepreneurship, contrary to what it may look like. You have no idea if you haven't already embarked on entrepreneurship. That's why it's important for you to assess your readiness and understand everything that entrepreneurship is about, will be about, how it would affect your life, your personal life, just your mentality, the sacrifices you might have to make, all of that. It is very important that you do that assessment and think things through before taking the leap into entrepreneurship, especially full-time entrepreneurship. But the great thing is that you can be testing the waters while still working at your full-time job that you may be working in now, and start your small business on a part-time basis to give you an opportunity to work out any kinks and just really establish yourself and figure things out before leaping into it 100% as an entrepreneur. But I want to say something else about entrepreneurship. It can be expensive. It takes money to run a business. It takes money to run a business, especially if you are serious about being a businesswoman and you really want to build a business and really build a business as a small business owner who one day could become a large business owner, could become a corporate. You don't know, babe, because I know that it is possible that either of us could start something small that will end up being one of the biggest companies ever. So I'm just saying. But it costs money to do that. It costs money. And I know not everybody really wants to take on that kind of debt or whatever, and they just don't want to go through the process of all the fundraising and meeting with investors, trying to convince someone that your business is a business that will be profitable and they should invest their money in your business. And then you have to give them some ownership of your business for their investment and all that. But there is still a way to be an entrepreneur without all of the overhead, the expenses, and all that it really requires to run a successful business. You can do entrepreneurship on a much more smaller scale financially. So for those women who are doing direct sales, that would be the type of investment or business that did not require them a large investment up front, minimum compared to what it costs to run a small, mid-sized, or large company. I say that is not anything wrong that you should be considering that you did. There's nothing wrong with becoming a business owner of a company that is in the direct sales industry. Do you know how many successful people there are out there, women and men, who have built their career on a direct sales company? And all they did is probably made a minimal investment. And that works for them. what happens is they don't have to worry about product development. They don't have to worry about developing marketing and promotions material. They don't have to worry about any of that. The company that they partner with to develop a or become an affiliate of to create their small business of direct sales, they are the ones that bear the burden of those finances. All the entrepreneur does is make a small investment to get in on the business, and then they get a percentage of it. It's like they've invested in those people's business. They are the investor, but they actually get to reap the benefits by making commissions off of the products and services that they are distributing, selling, marketing, and promoting. And they didn't have to spend any of their money developing the stuff. They didn't have to do any of the market research and all that's required. They just had to spend a minimum investment to become an affiliate of whatever direct sales company that is, whatever it is, whether it is health and nutrition, whether it is beauty and cosmetics, whether it is whatever it is. I mean, there's a lot of direct sales type of whether it is legals, whether it's some type of insurance, whatever. You still can consider yourself blessed because you didn't have to come up with all the money that it required to get that product or service. All you have to do is make a small investment and you get access to all those products and services or whatever it is, and you get to build a career for yourself, and you didn't have to put all that time and money in. Somebody else did that for you. So naturally, quite naturally, they get a larger percentage. And they should, because they've invested more in it. But you get your share too. And you can actually build a business and build a career for yourself and not have to put in all of the finances and all the work that it really requires to start a successful small business from ground up on your own. Now, this is not to deter anyone from doing that, because I think that either way it goes, whatever you want to do as an entrepreneur, whether you want to start a business from the ground up all totally on your own, or whether you go into direct sales for a company that's already been established and go in that way and create your entrepreneurship journey that way. It all matters, and it's all good. Whatever works for you. So I say this, if you're the type of person who you really want to do things on your own, you want to have your own schedule, you want to be in control of your own destiny or whatever, but you really don't want to put all the extra work into building a business from the ground up. You don't want to have to try to secure funds and money. And we already know as women, it's harder for us to secure the type of funding that we really need to sustain a business. But, that's a whole nother subject. But if you're one of those people, you want to be an entrepreneur, but you don't want to be responsible for all the finances and starting things from the ground up. You just want to pick up a template of something and run and make it your own. There is nothing wrong with that. You are just as much of an entrepreneur as someone who has started a business from the ground up. So I just want to let you know that. Do not be feeling like that you have to be conformed and you have to do that. Everything is different for everyone. Do what works for you. Do what works for you. Do what works for you. Shout out to all the women who have built a business from the ground up. Shout out to you as well. I'm just saying, we are all entrepreneurs and SheBosses in our own right. And we might not all follow the same path, but that does not diminish whichever path you choose. That does not diminish your fabulousness at all. You are still a SheBoss. You are still an entrepreneur woman. And you still have the ability to create a life you absolutely love. And that is all I had to say about that. That was what was on my heart, and I needed to get it out. So thanks for listening. This is your girl, Jackie Robinson. You'll be seeing me somewhere, sometime, somewhere, talking about or doing something else as usual.